head pahonies. So when browsing the yelling section of YouTube, people don't really bring up headphones. There are lots of people asking, what's the best sounding iPod? 5.5 gen, the first one, the last one. Whether you're using like one of these or, one of these. If you run bad headphones through these, they're gonna sound bad, no matter what. And I've mentioned in other videos what an important investment a good set of headphones are. It makes everything you plug into them sound better. But I also understand that you see the prices of the high-end audiophile stuff, and it gets kind of terrifying. I mean, for the price of these, you can get yourself an Oculus Quest, a standalone VR kit. There's a lot of you guys out there that want to get more out of your music, and you're rocking the Dankpods, which I rate as good, actually. Hey, I use these. So in this video, I wanted to find a good pair of cheap headphones. And I didn't want to spend more than $30 either. And also, I wanted to stick to brands that I've actually heard of. I mean, looking at $30 headphones, man, there's piles of stuff out there that is just like, I don't know what these were. I wanted to stick to stuff that people actually put their name on. And since this is a competition, mate, there are referees, and you've already met them. It is the AKG K712s. These are reference headphones. They're just flat. It's just their job. But they have a huge soundscape. Like, they get the really low sub bass stuff and the really crispy trebly stuff and big stereo split. And so these are going to help me find out how many frequencies are basically missing out of these headphones. And mate, representing us down here, the Dankpods, because let's face it, if they're not better than these, then they're just flat out not worth owning. You can take a trip to a local junk drawer near you and probably find a pair of these right now. So while I'm targeting cheaper headphones, the scenario that I want to target is that you've got a nice quiet bedroom and that you're just listening to music. So it doesn't need to be isolating. And I'm going to be targeting, full-size headphones, stuff that either go on top of or around your ears, because I think that's our best shot at getting nice big sound. So to show you that I mean business, straight up out the gates, mate, Sony's. So I found these for 25 buckaroon skis. Aussie dollary dudes just aren't worth as much as US freedom bucks. So you US folks out there, these are going to be even cheaper to you. It's why our dollars are kangaroos on it, mate, because they hop right out of your pocket. Get it? So they're in glossy black, which is a great fingerprint and scratch magnet. They feel, I have a big pet peeve at headphones that have these dual outputs like this. Like, what are they trying to be? Like Sennheiser HD 600s, like professional headphones? I hate that. That's so annoying. The cable is odd too. When you get like a cup of noodles and they got those like flat ones, you go, what is this business all about? Well, that's just how these feel. But the cable's strong and all. Right angle plug, love or hate that. Gold plated tip, that's actually not a big deal really. Like the amount of gold being used is like atoms worth. The cups have a little bit of swivel, which is good because that's actually what helps it stay on our heads more comfortably, because our ears aren't poking out that way. They're pointing forwards so that these swivel a little bit. That's good. And they're reasonably comfortable, and they're honestly pretty rattly. But who cares? How do they sound? Well, if my AKGs were this much of the soundscape, these feel like this much. They're very closed in sounding. But then the problem with these is there's just so much extra bass, but not good bass. It's just more bass taking up that limited amount of frequencies that I'm hearing. So it sounds really muddy and closed in. Like, ironically enough, like sub bass sounds cool because you can hear it underneath the regular bass. But on this, it's all just crushed together and just, but hey, they fold up. That's something. Before I say more, let's meet contestant number 2. I didn't buy these for the meme, okay? But they're HPs. Honestly, I think these look way better. And yes, they fold up. And look at this feature. Removable audio. Oh, it's even got like a line-in volume and like a microphone and all that sort of thing, which is not why I bought it. It just happened to have those. This fake leather, I actually really like. I'd wear a jacket made out of this. I wouldn't tell people what it was made of, but it's actually nice. I like how they look and I like how they feel. While the Sonys sit on top of your ears actually manage to fit inside of these. And hey, these were $20, $5 less than the Sonys. So they look better, they're cheaper, and they're way more durable. They feel way better. Well, how do they sound? They sound worse. They're the same flavor of headphones where you're getting this much of the soundscape, but then they've put even more bass into it. It's just... It's so woofy sounding. But I'll say more in a bit once we meet contestant number 3. Now, I used to work as a music teacher, and I would see these all the time. So Behringer Behringer. But I think it's Behringer, I don't know. But they make audio gear, you know, desks, microphones, all sorts of bits and bobs. And I see these all the time in schools in like their, you know, music areas where kids are like composing tunes and such. And they definitely take the cake of ugliest. Like, there's no swivel at all. Like, it's just rigid plastic. And it's got this flat shape at the top. Then I realized it's so it fits on really little kids' heads. But I mean, they still fit an adult, no problem. These are actually strangely comfortable. They got all these angles, like, pretty good. And I realized it's for durability. These are so rigid. Nothing, not a wiggle out of it. But they are the most expensive ones of the day so far. $27 doonies. And they don't fold up at all. They are rigid. These are really meant to just stay at a workstation. Well, how do they sound? They are as dry as a desert. They are so dry and just, you know, very, very narrow. Just the trebles are awful and there's basically no bass because these are meant to be bought en masse to fill like schools and learning places, you know, where kids drop them. It's no big deal. I've got to say, like, nice thick cable. Like, it's really thick. It's not removable, but it ends on a full-size dingus like this, you know, with the full screw-on bit. That's just like the professional headphones. They are just super dry. Like, obviously, they're trying to be balanced so you can mix music with them, but oh boy. Let's get the other guys back in so far. Let's get the other contestants in, mate. The HPs and the Sonys. So all these guys are, you know, around the same sort of price bracket, you know, give or take some few dollary doonies. And there are some clear winners in some respects and portability. Look at this foldy up business. Oh, look at that, man. Yeah, these guys can't. So, but the problem is, if portability is absolute king, like, these guys fit inside the cup of one of these. But come on, mate, look at the size of these headphones. They're gonna sound way better than the Apple Dirty Buds, mate. And they don't tangle up or give it. Nah. So surely these big lads smash these in terms of sound quality. Here's the thing. They don't. Not at all. These guys smash these. All these sound narrow and way too bassy, and these are as dry as a desert. These are reasonably balanced. Like, this kooky looking shape is what makes them work so well. These have way more punch from the bass, but in a really clean way. Oh, and top tip, I learned this from a good friend of mine, Nick, who's a sound engineer. So if you angle them inwards, you get way more bass. So you can get that dirty bass that these guys can do. If you angle them outwards, they're more like reference headphones. What if we spend even less? Introducing to you, the Mockies. That's fun because that's what us Aussies call moccasins. And I've got to say, mate, these are a good looking pair of shoes. These are the best looking ones yet. Like, look how, I love that chrome and the shiny black. It looks better than the Sonys. And this metal here, like, simple engineering. One headphone, ooh, and it's braided. With that gold tip, mate, it's proof that, you know, it's not a valuable thing, really. And these were $15 doonies, mate. So if you haven't heard of Mockie, I mean, I see these in supermarkets like Woolies and such, and like JB Hi-Fi has got these, so, you know, I've heard of them. So they sit on top of your ears like the Sonys do. They don't go over like these guys. But how do they sound? Well, to be honest, they're just a total clone of these sounding ones. You know, they sound narrow with too much bass. They sound worse than the Sonys, but I wouldn't really want any of them anyway. So, dingus! I tried spending less money and it didn't fix anything. But what if we try spending more money? So I increased my budget to around the $60 range just to see, you know, is there a point when they actually do get better? And I got two players in this game. Real big name, everyone, all right? Show some respect. Sennheiser. And to go up against the big old Sennies, mate, the Samsons? Sounds like an Eastern European version of The Simpsons. We got Bert and Homert and Marg. I don't think Samson's really well known to any of you guys. I've seen that they do desks and things and they work with hotkey amps and such. You know, so basically these are the underdogs, mate, you know, so you know, we'll come back to these. I want to get the Sennheisers out of the way. So for $55, I got me some Sennheiser HD 206s. They looked really good in the ad. They look very good. And I thought, heck, these are going to be the ones. These are the worst headphones I've ever bought. I paid for these, right? You know, there's no sponsorships here. These are genuinely made out of junk. Like, they have sharp corners everywhere. And sure, you know, they got the tilty business going on here so they fit against your head nicely. And oh boy, joy of joys, my favorites, the double headphone coming out. And this is the cheapest cable I've ever seen. Put it this way, I've been working on this video. Oh God. I've been working on this video for a couple of weeks because I've been coming and going with these, you know, slowly getting an opinion, using with YouTube, you know, mixing music with them, you know, Spotify, that whole thing. And look at this mess. This is never straightened out. It's the rubberiest feeling cable, and then they've made it as thin as you could get it. Look at the sprue and business coming off of that. Like, the small details suck, and I genuinely feel like I could just go like this and just snap them right now. They are that flimsy feeling. This material right here, I can split that immediately. It's the worst feeling fake leather. Same with these. These ear cups feel terrible. But hey mate, they just saved money on how it looks and feels and is like to use to make them sound amazing, right? Good. Look, they're full size. They cover your ears, you know, and they actually fit. They've given it this grotesquely long cable, mate, because they're implying that this is for a home studio, mate. Serious biz. Out of all the headphones that I've got here today, these sound like these. I'm not lying, they sound almost like these. I had friends come around and try these, musicians that I've worked with, and my personal trainer who doesn't really listen to music. And these ones actually made him physically ill. I'm not lying. When these went on and I hit play, he just made a face and just... While my K17 reference headphones, like, these are dry, but they're huge. It's like a big panoramic sunset kind of thing. Just so much detail, but it's all so subtle. It's like that same panoramic sunset, but looking at it as a wallpaper on Windows. Like, I can't believe I spent like nearly $60 on these. Let's not even discuss if they sound better than these or not, because honestly, these are like having a Hungry Jack's Whopper after having a strange diet of only potatoes. Flavor Town. So great. The success of this whole episode hangs on a good episode of the Samsons. You can find these for about $50. Sometimes on Amazon they're about $70. These were genuinely the last headphones that I put on, and I was pretty dejected at that point that I just wasted all this money on basically landfill. So I really sat down with these, and they sound wonderful. These are, I didn't even look at them. I just put them on my head and started listening, and I went, whoa, hang on a minute. And now I'm looking at them. Check out these ear cups. See that business there? Look familiar? Look at the design. This wireframe design. See those like pull strings? Noticing the similarities? Whoa! These sound wonderful. I'm telling you, these. Oh, check out this big, thick cable on them. It's good, and it's not stupidly long. That's gonna survive a couple of trips under the office chair wheels, you know what I mean? Look at the Sennheisers for the same money. You just get this piddly rubbish here. Like, that's doomed. I could probably break that just by pulling on it now. All these holes here, these are semi-open headphones. These are like a clone of like some AKG K240s, which cost like another $20-30 on top of these. This is made out of leather and like suede or something. It's all that kind of business. And this is just a symphony of plastics and man-made materials, but it's really thick. It's really good. Like, you can make a belt out of this kind of stuff, and I'm sure people do. They smash these. They smash these to pieces. The soundscape on these is huge, but it's got extra bass at the bottom end, so they're not quite reference headphones, which is like a good thing if I was just sitting down listening to music. No matter what I put these through, you know, I did, you know, Thelonious Monk, weird jazz albums, you know, Gorillaz, Steely Dan, you know, Led Zepp, System of a Down. Like, that's what I put all these headphones through. These were doing so good, I had to bust out the HD 280s. And given my requirements of sitting in a room and just listening to music, these are better. These are so much better. It's because they're semi-open, so they get that big sound, that big stereo sound out of them. But here in Australia, you can find these for half the price of these. These have a little more bass, but the trebles are nowhere near as good, and that's like hi-hats and stuff and all that. So you guys that like big, heavy bass stuff, I think it only sounds good if there's like the high-end supported as well. Like drum and bass, the hi-hats out of these with that big wobbly bass. That said, these are still a bit of a Swiss Army knife. Like, these don't fold up at all. Transformers, more than something words. Aussie Transformers, diaries in disguise. And also, these are closed back isolating headphones. These cut out so much noise, I could play drums along with these, which is actually what I got them for. So I still recommend these if you're doing like a lot of bus trips or you just can't find a quiet space. these guys right here, but holy smokes, guys, these right here. So I lament every single time I do something about audio quality. It's so hard to sell. God, stupid spot. It's so hard to sell what I'm hearing. So the analogy I'm going to use is pizzas. Like your TV speakers, your laptop speakers, your dingish speakers. That's like a frozen pizza. Low price, maximum convenience. You will survive the night. These guys right here, this is like going to Domino's. It's just fat and salt, heat thick bread. But you know what? There are people out there who really dig that. Like my friend put these ones on and he actually liked these. He liked that just extra bass. And you know, I remember when I liked that kind of stuff. So for the price, if you have nothing else and there's a Domino's around the corner, hey, you know, it's a good greasy night, isn't it? But still objectively terrible, you know? Headphones like these are like going to an authentic place. You know, there are traditional styles of pizza that don't have sauce on them at all. And the crust is super thin. They don't even cut it for you. They just deliver just big disc of dough with just stuff spread around on it. It's the authentic experience, but some people would rather it was just covered in cheese and sauce. But for those of those who want it, it's pretty special. And then, you know, you got these guys. And to me, these are like a really good local joint. Not a big chain or something, just like a single store, the best one in your town. You spend a little bit of extra money and you just get something that's just worth it. Especially these. Oh my gosh, guys. Even on Amazon, this is actually selling way more than the other ones. So it seems word was out way before me. And then you got these guys, which are basically toothpaste and orange juice flavored. One just being slightly better than the other. Oh wow, I just brushed my teeth and took a big swig of orange juice and I didn't pucker up like a deep sea starfish pulled to the surface. They're a class of headphones that you just don't need. But I mean, these make sense in schools. You know, if you need durable headphones, especially for kids, I can semi-recommend these. Not many big headphones fit adults and kids together. Oh god, look at the cable bears going on. Like, god, I hate these headphones. And the fact that they're the same sort of money as these genius things. And look how durable they are. I'm being pretty vigorous there, bending them. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh! Wow! Look at that flex! I thought they were gonna snap. Wow! What about the other way? Oh, there it goes. What kind of, is this 60 bucks? Oh look, I lied. These will fit kids now too. Oh wow. And yeah, now they're all kind of twisted. Wow, that was amazing. I thought they were gonna snap, but not. It's like beef jerky. You know what, even though they didn't break, that's proof right there that these aren't worth 50 bucks. Whoa. So if you are looking to get some of these headphones, I do have affiliate links down below. Champion Samsons. Congratulations. If you want private headphones, I do recommend these. If you got really young kids and you just need something that's crazy durable, you know, I guess I can recommend these because, you know, kids can throw them and they'll be fine. And also, if you're a cosplayer and you just need pretty looking headphones just to walk around with and not actually use, or maybe you display homes and you got to make the boys' bedroom look more hip, the bargain mockies, because they look awesome and they absolutely stink. Well, maybe some of you guys are a bit disappointed that I didn't find like a real bargain kind of set of headphones, but I got to tell you that these are a bargain for how they sound. And also, at a minimum, I've saved you guys 30 bucks. Because literally, just go digging through a drawer and pull out some of these. And actually, look on Apple Store. If you want to buy some of these with an actual dingus end on it, these are about 40 bucks. And that's about right. They're better than the $30 headphones. But that's it. You know, thanks so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. You know, big thanks to my patrons because I, you know, buy all this stuff myself. Big thanks to these stinky names right here, mate. $1 a month. I do extra videos just for patrons. And this week's extra video, we're going to have a dig through this plastic bag full of MP3 players. We're going to do a lucky dip. I'm going to pull 3 of them out. We'll see what we get. Let's see. I don't know if you can see inside of there. Oh, look at the treasures. I don't know. Maybe next week's video will be good. I'm not good at selling myself. But that's it. So thanks so much, and I'll see you all next time. Yeah.